Sony Interactive Entertainment. In 1993, Sony decided to create its own division. This decision was made due to a failed collaboration with Nintendo. The companies wanted to create a CD-ROM drive for the Super Nintendo console, but couldn't come to an agreement. For this reason, Sony decided to open a division and create the console itself. In 1994, Sony introduced the PlayStation to the world, and this console became a revolution as it supported CD-ROM instead of cartridges. In 2006, Sony released the PlayStation 3 and faced serious competition from the Xbox 360 and Nintendo Wii. However, by the end of the PS3's life cycle, it managed to achieve success thanks to strong exclusive projects such as Uncharted, The Last of Us, Gran Turismo 5, and the updated version of PlayStation Network. The company didn't stop there and released the PlayStation 4, which became a success with projects like God of War, The Last of Us Part 2, Marvel's Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Bloodborne coming out on this console. Tencent Games. Let's start with the fact that this is not exactly a company, but the gaming division of Tencent. In 2003, Tencent founded a division for game development. Tencent Games started by releasing browser and multiplayer online games. In 2011, Tencent Games began a global expansion by investing in Western game companies. Also, a year later, the company acquired a stake in Epic Games, which allowed them to participate in the development of the very popular game Fortnite. After such success, the company focused on developing mobile projects. For example, it was they who, in partnership with PUBG Corporation, developed the mobile version of the incredibly popular game PUBG, called PUBG Mobile, which is still incredibly popular today. Microsoft Xbox Game Studios. This division for creating games and consoles was founded in 2000. A year after its creation, the company already introduced its first console, Xbox, and with this console, the new shooter Halo Combat Evolved was released, developed by Bungie, a studio that was bought by Microsoft in 2000. After the success of its first console, the company immediately began work on the next model, and after 4 years, in 2005, the company released the Xbox 360. This console achieved incredible success and cemented the company's place in the market. In 2013, the next model, Xbox One, was released, but it faced strong competition from the PlayStation 4, and games like Halo 5, Gears 5, and Forza Horizon were released on this console. Microsoft began an aggressive strategy of acquiring game studios to expand its portfolio of exclusive games. Among the biggest deals were the acquisitions of studios like Ninja Theory, Obsidian Entertainment, Playground Games, and Double Fine Productions. In 2020, Microsoft released its next-generation consoles, the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. Ubisoft. Ubisoft was founded in 1986 in Carentoire, France by 5 brothers. By the early 1990s, Ubisoft began developing its own games. In 1995, Ubisoft released one of its first significant games, Rayman, a platformer that became extremely popular and started one of the company's most recognizable franchises. During the 1990s, the company actively acquired other studios to expand. One of the most important milestones in the company's history was the creation of the Assassin's Creed series. In 2007, Ubisoft released the first game in this franchise, and it quickly became one of the company's most successful franchises. Ubisoft also has another no less popular franchise, Far Cry, with the first game in the franchise released back in 2004. Also in 2010, the company decided to actively develop the multiplayer games direction. Epic Games. The company was founded in 1991 and was initially called Potomac Computer Systems, with Tim Sweeney as the founder. He started by developing small games. After his first successful project, he renamed the company to Epic Games. In 1999, the company changed its name to Epic Games, and simultaneously, Unreal Tournament was released, a multiplayer shooter that strengthened the success of the Unreal Engine and became the foundation for the development of the series. The company actively developed its Unreal Engine, and licensing this engine became an important source of income for the company. In 2006, Epic Games released its first game for next-generation consoles, Gears of War. Gears of War became one of the most significant franchises on the Xbox platform and solidified Epic Games' reputation as one of the leading console developers. In 2018, Epic Games launched its own digital platform for selling games, the Epic Games Store. Activision Blizzard. It all started in 1979 when former Atari employees decided to create their own game development company. The founders became the first independent game developers, making Activision the first independent video game developer. In the early 1980s, a market crisis occurred due to oversaturation, and many companies, including Activision, suffered greatly. In the 1990s, Activision began releasing games for new platforms such as Nintendo and Sega, and returned to success through the acquisition of various studios. By the early 2000s, the company was releasing successful series like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Spider-Man, and Call of Duty. In 2003, they released Call of Duty, which became a landmark franchise that is incredibly popular. In 2008, Activision merged with Vivendi Games, the parent company of Blizzard Entertainment, which led to the creation of Activision Blizzard. After the merger, Activision Blizzard became one of the most powerful companies in the industry, combining game development expertise from both sides.